Hi, I'm John White. You're watching Time on the Water Canada, and we're in Port Bolster. So we're going to do an ice test, and we're going to come from the park, and we're going to go out probably the best part of a kilometer. We were here the other day in Pefferlaw, and as you remember, we had about 2 inches of ice past the pack ice. There hasn't been a lot of snow stayed on top of the ice out here, or out further anyway. So we're getting some good cold nights, and so we're going to test and see how much ice we've got. So we have about 4.5 to 5 inches here. Now, it isn't the best quality ice, but we'll keep going out and drill some more holes and tell you how it progresses.
You can access the ice at Port Bolster at the end of Cobley Cove, just as you pass Casey's Port Bolster Inn. You might want to pick up some minnows on the way or have breakfast there. You can also access the ice at the soccer field.
So I'm out the best part of 600 yards now. So we'll drill another hole and see the condition out here. Remember, we had approximately 5 inches in there. Not great ice, but well, we seem to have a lot more ice here, and that's pretty well what we expected, because we knew that there was a lot of broken ice from earlier in the season. But out here it was a little cleaner. It froze later, but didn't get as much snow on it, so there wasn't as much insulation. So out here we have between 5 and 5.5 inches of pretty nice ice. I wouldn't call it black ice, but it's pretty close. So this is ice is in good condition out here. The only thing that I would caution about is when you're out in a place that has transition ice, particularly from pack ice that was covered in snow to areas like this, you don't know where there's any thin spots. Remember, accidents are a conditioning process. You get too comfortable on the ice that you're on, and you start wandering around in places where you haven't checked, and that's when you find the bad ice. So we'll go out another 300 yards or so and test it out there. Okay, so we're a kilometer offshore now. A little less snow out here, so a little less insulation, so we'll check the ice here. This appears to be even a little bit thicker, but we'll measure it and see. It's a little bit more. We've probably got 5.5 inches, maybe 5 inches of black ice, and then another inch of compressed ice, but good quality compressed ice. So we're almost at the 6-inch mark. We'll call it 5 inches. So we're now about 1.5 kilometers offshore. And again, the ice looks pretty good, but we'll drill and see how thick it is. There's a little more snow in this spot, and seems to be drifting snow out here, much the same as Virginia Beach was, but a little bit more here. We chose a spot with deeper snow in it here because it's been insulated, so we want to see how much ice is in the deeper areas. I actually have more ice here than we had in there. Seems the further we go out, the thicker the ice is, and maybe that's just because it's had a chance to freeze. But I have the best part of 6.5, maybe even 7 inches, but of course I have 4.5 to 5 inches of good black ice, and then I have this compressed ice on the top of it here, which is fun. Okay. So I'm now about 1.5 kilometers offshore. If you look behind me, you can see Duclos Point over here. You can actually see some other anglers. And by the way, just because there's other anglers there, it doesn't mean it's safe. It just means they got there. But I can see why they got there. The ice isn't that bad. It's in pretty good condition out here. I'll give this a measure here. We drilled another hole. This ice here is almost 7 inches of ice. I have about 4 to 4.5 inches of black ice, and then I have the rest of it's compressed ice on top, but it's not bad. Well, this will be the last hole I test for the day. I'm more than 1.5 kilometers off, 500 yards from the last place I tested, and it looks like pretty good ice here too. So I have the best part of 7 inches is at least 6.5 inches. There's 5.5 inches of good black ice down here, and then 1 inch of this compressed white ice, but as you can see, it's in pretty good condition. So it looks like it might be ready for walking and fishing on the weekend. Just be very careful out here. A lot of transition areas. It was only open 5 days ago, so be very careful and don't be too comfortable with where you are in the ice. One of the benefits of coming out here and testing the ice now, I'm going fishing.
For the latest ice conditions, call your area-specific hut operator.